United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have some changes to the agenda. We have some additions to the agenda. Some new business from the early sick time policy. And the service agreement. It's just I'll explain when we get to about the water center over to use for zoning administrator and code enforcer because of this new early sick time stuff coming down. So, Dan, you said you wanted to put PC appointment under unfinished business?
Yes.
Okay. And then I have it at number 6 for new business, funds for the garage. Okay.
Can you guys please speak up since you're not going to use the microphone that the township paid for?
Okay, is there anything else? We have a motion to approve the agenda, then as it is. Approval, and we have support. For questions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. You've perused the minutes from the last two meetings. You're ready, I'll accept an approval. Well, actually, we gotta do those separately, do the December 9th first.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the board meeting on December 9th and the special meeting on December 16th.
Motion and support, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of bills on the back. See, we paid the bill for we're gonna pay the bill for the Pearson price on the Pearson plate. Yes, and we have, what are we gonna do? This is supposed to be on the
We'll have to,
I will entertain a motion to approve the bills. Everybody ready?
garbage. The dumpster. Republic Parks and Cemeteries. That is time. I'll make a motion to approve them.
We have a motion, we have support. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we'll have public
comment on the agenda items that are on the agenda, on the items that are on the agenda? Do you have any comments on that? Any?
Can you please tell us what you added to the agenda, so, because you couldn't hear what you guys were saying, and
Yes.
please,
okay.
please speak up for the whole meeting.
Under unfinished business, we have appointment for a PC member. And under new business, we have a commitment to a new service agreement, and we have to draft a sick time pay policy that's that's compliant with the federal government's new sick time policy. And then we have an allocation of money to go for a project.
Thank you.
Okay? Any other comments? Okay, supervisor's report. The Paris property. Ran into some problems with that. I was on the phone with the lawyer and the judge on a resolution for that court case, and that was supposed to be resolved, and it evidently didn't get resolved. So we have another court date. We have a date. We have a date. We have a date.
February 3rd.
Yes. So we made an arrangement with the owner of the property, and he was supposed to just pretty much sign what we had agreed on and then send it back, but evidently he didn't. So we need to move forward on that. Also, I appointed new PC and BO board of review people. So our board of review appointments are Ann Miller, Susan Vinek, and Tricia Wells. We have an alternate member of Heather Durr. Is it Durr or Dewar? Dewar. She's a Dewar. And we appointed Bill Cornelisi as a PC member. And that's all I have for the supervisor's report. Treasurer's report?
So I will quickly go through the financial report you see here. So just an update for you guys. When I printed it, it cut off the totals at the bottom of the page. So I will get with Andy on getting the totals added to the official copy, and I'll read them off here in a second. So this is an overview of all of the accounts, including the November tax account reconciliations, because I was able to get access to the tax accounts. It also has accounting for all of our CDs, as well as when they are maturing and if they closed during the period when they're closing. So the high level is that we had $802,814.17 in revenues. We had expenditures in the amount of $245,354.61 for a net surplus of $557,459.56. And as of December 31st, for November and December, we had gained $6,186.78 in interest for those 2 months. So that does include a couple of our CDs that were quarterly, because they only publish quarterly interest, so that would have hit in December as well. A few notes on these amounts and items. So we had one CD from Community First that reached its maturity on 12/6. The net surplus is more accurate looking at it than you would look at like our expenditures. We didn't actually spend $245,000. It's because of the way Community First rolled our CD in and out, because they automatically rolled it over. So the net is, you can see in that line item how it nets out. So the Community First CD has not been re-rolled into a CD because CD rates are not great right now. So I'm exploring money market options to create a new money market account to invest that in, because those are hovering right around 4 to 4.5%, which is great. We had 2 CDs at Independent Bank that were never reviewed when they hit maturity in 2024. So they had auto rolled into a new term with very low interest rates. I met with the VP of Independent Bank. I got them transferred to 2 3-month CDs, earning 2% higher than they were. So I think they're sitting at 4.1. And then those will be up for review, I want to say March. So we'll take a look at those at that time and see whether the CDs or money market is our best avenue for recouping interest. Our contract with BS&A that we approved at the last board meeting has been executed, and I'm working through onboarding with BS&A right now. So we should be up and running, unfortunately not for this tax season to get all online payments, but for summer 2025 taxes will begin receiving online payments for taxes. I'm working with Blaine Gephardt to properly establish all of the banking accounts and the treasurer's books, because they weren't all there. So all of the deposit accounts, anything that has a checking account, I need to handle and allocate deposits in our accounting systems, and they just didn't exist in the treasurer's version. So we're getting that updated. We're also going back through and reconciling back to July. So I do have a separate note on that I would like to entertain with the board. So I've spent about 3 hours collectively with Blaine over the past week and a half. We have an audit that's coming up. We have every 2 years, so we're preparing for that. And we noticed that the tax money market account had a bunch of manual reconciliation entries, and so we just wanted to go back, double check them, and then do the proper reconciliation in QuickBooks. I was able to successfully reconcile July and August with minor adjustments, but September I am unable to reconcile it just because of the amount of transactions. Nothing balances. So I have a list of and I can share this with you guys. There are 14 transactions that are recorded in the accounting software, and then 21 transactions that were recorded on our bank statement, and none of them are one-to-one. So when you go to reconcile at the end of the month, you check your bank statement with the deposit recorded in the accounting software, you put a check, you just move on. And then in the reconciliation screen, you just basically get it down to where you have a 0, you hit reconcile, and it spits out all of the reports that Mandy brings. So they're just not, I can't figure out what's going on, and I can't find the backup documentation for it. So I'm not suggesting impropriety, I'm suggesting that it just needs to be fixed so that we're well prepared for our audit. So I need to know how the board wants me to move forward. I can spend more time trying to investigate it, but so far I've spent an hour with Blaine on this specific month's reconciliation, and we can't make heads or tails of any of it. Only 2 of the transactions were reconcilable. So my question,
and the previous treasurer did not leave documentation?
not that I found. So what I need to know is, do you want me to spend more time trying to investigate it, or
How much is it out?
it's hard to say because of manual adjustments. So basically what you do is you have to line up the line items, and it's hard for me to say if any of these are manual adjustments. I'd have to go unwind them. But right now it's showing off right around $94,000. But it also could be when you go into the next month, if things posted, if she she deposited something on the 31st and it didn't clear until the 2nd of the next month. It's kind of like you have to unwind, and the more I unwind, the more transactions are showing up in the ledger for the reconciliation. So like I said, July, there was only a couple of tweaks. August, there were a few more tweaks. And then by the time I got to September, it's starting to kind of unravel itself. And because some of the transactions were posted to the wrong accounts, if I just go in and like undo one of these that I see as incorrect, it could actually impact the reconciliation for the other account, which is balancing. So I talked to Blaine about it, and she said it might be easiest to enter a one-time adjustment with a detailed memo using the bank statement. So I use that as a source of truth, enter an adjustment to get all of the deposit amounts to align, right? And then do a detailed memo, include a transaction list and the statement if you get in the physical file, you have to in the office. But I wanted to bring that to the board and see how you want me to move forward because it's financials.
With that being said, would you want us to, whatever we decide to do, either have you investigate it further or have Blaine do it? Should we account for October being off and November being off as well, because we don't know?
It's very likely that you're gonna find inconsistencies. One flag that for us to fix for the audit was we found, there were general ledger transactions, so not like a deposit or a check. You can see the different types of transactions, and they were to, reconcile. So it was like a manual reconciliation because they didn't balance. So, I mean, it's up to you guys. I figured I would just let the board know kind of what the options are. We can spend more time trying to figure out what the heck happened, but I can't get any of the deposit amounts to it. So I'll show you. So this is like my spit out of QuickBooks, what the deposits were recorded as in the system, and these are what are on the bank account. But we have to have all of our stuff ready for the audit by April. So I was just trying to get a heads up on it.
So when she entered the deposits, she consolidated
Yeah, it does look like she did just
Going
consolidate
into
a bunch of them.
QuickBooks?
Yeah,
on some of them at
at least
least.
some of them. I just can't figure
And
out.
she has no record of doing that.
No, and there's no transactions.
And there's no, what about the deposit slips themselves, like the copies that we, I mean, we keep it for the journal stuff, but I never obviously was involved in the tax stuff, so.
Like I said, my follow-up meeting with Blaine was today, so this is all like really just fresh off the press.
What would you like to do?
I honestly don't know if I'm gonna be able to unravel it myself, and Blaine mentioned this, she was kind of leaning towards, well, why don't we make a one-time adjustment, include all of the detailed bank statements, transactions. I don't wanna undo or void Miranda's transactions because you lose your track. So it would just be an adjustment to correct the, like, basically the ending balance, so that our deposits match up.
But if the missing deposits show up the next month, then the adjustments
You can go
throwing
back.
us farther off.
Yeah. But we're basically taking, kind of, you have to go 1 month at a time. You know what I mean? So I can adjust it for what that bank statement said for September, but if she had entered any transactions in the following month to correct the previous month, then sometimes run into issues.
What are you thinking, sir?
I'm thinking things have to line up, and we know exactly what was deposited, what it was, and honestly, you can't reconcile something, like, you just can't make a fictitious thing, and be like,
You
all
can't,
right,
yeah,
let's balance this out, no,
Yeah.
we have to balance.
And
and we can't, we can't have consolidated deposits on our QuickBooks for it to come up.
correct.
It's just,
And I will say, like for the deposits, it's not gonna be an issue going forward. What we do right now is we're batching it out, so like Sherry, we'll be at the office collecting, taxpayers on a Friday. She goes through, she batches and enters all of them on that Friday, and then I go through and do that one deposit, so it matches. Our deposit batches match what we put into the estimate. So that's,
So you have a better control system.
yeah, we do have a bit of a better
So
control.
is this,
But also, I'm gonna be engaging Blaine to do my a review of my reconciliations every month. Just so there's
She
a
has already been doing, since I've been on board, of general.
is part of this because we have the, check reader in the office, that
No.
she's batching it differently?
No, and so that's the thing is, if you look in the bank account, you can pull it up and you can see if it was a cash deposit, you can see, like, because when you do a transaction with the bank, they collect a copy of the deposit slip. So I can see if it's cash, I can see if it's a remote deposit, if it's a remote deposit, I can see all of the checks.
Oh, okay.
So it's just trying to get the amounts to line up and reconcile. When there's cash deposit, like when she would do bulk deposits, not using the reader, because the reader doesn't always work. I'm just gonna be very clear that the reader is not a fail-safe. I've even had to take checks that won't read up to the bank, but I usually have them deposit them individually so that I know where to plug them in batches. But it's just, without having the itemized deposits, I can't match the bank deposits.
Where do you suspect those itemized deposits are?
They weren't done. So that's another thing. I'm entering itemized deposits, including each check number for like each tax paid, right? It doesn't look like it was previously done. They were just full deposit.
I took all these taxes, put them in,
Yes,
but didn't say whose they were.
correct,
What tax account they would be paid off.
correct.
That's bad.
Are we sure that that information doesn't exist? Has anybody reached out to Miranda?
I haven't as of today. I just wanted to know, because I did go looking through cabinets. This is what Blaine recommended as of today. Like I said, I wanted to have my follow-up meeting with Blaine before.
And I will say that the filing cabinets that Miranda used were empty. There was nothing ever in them.
I do know that all of like the checks and stuff for all of the deposits before I started working on it, that's what she said.
I would probably contact her. See if she can help. Why wouldn't she?
Okay,
But I would also,
It's a step.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, let's move that direction, yeah.
but if she doesn't have the information or doesn't respond back, we need to give a plan forward and to keep going so we can keep reconciliations going and get ready, because we don't have time to wait for her to.
Does the total amount of tax, but you're just saying basically then that the total amount of tax revenue that we were supposed to receive is not matching what we had deposited?
No, that's not what I'm saying, and I can't even actually make that assessment yet, because it's in our money market account. So we have the tax checking, and then we have a tax money market account where when we're just holding funds, we shift it to the money market so that we can gain interest, right? So there are split deposits, transfers, things going back and forth that I can't necessarily follow. But I'm not saying that there's like an overall imbalance. I haven't gotten that far yet, honestly.
That's a great place to be. I mean, all right, we were supposed to receive X, did
Yeah.
we? This is all here.
Without corroborating paperwork, it's hard to
Yeah,
figure that out.
But those numbers are gonna be somewhere hovering around each other.
right.
Do we know who did and did not pay their taxes, I suppose?
That's a great question. It should be recorded in BSNA. So if I do, and what I have been having Sherry do is she pulls reconciliation reports out of BSNA, and then we balance that with the taxes for every revenue due. So we also have that, and I've been stapling those into, like, with the deposits so that we have triplicate of exactly where the money is. But the reality is the tax accounts get zeroed out once a year, and that's April 1st. So I'm still responsible for everything that happened since this past April 1st. And
suggestion is to do your homework. See if you can make any sense of that. Let's see if our numbers are even in the same ballpark. Find what you can, reach out to Miranda, see if she'll even assist at all, or if she has, somewhere she made these batch deposits, what were they?
Yeah.
This, and this, you know, does that exist?
And continue to use Blaine.
Yeah.
for
Like,
aid.
it's just the one account that is just the money market account that we can't
Oh, okay.
figure out. So,
Did you say that too then? Continue to use Blaine as a help? I would think so.
Yeah.
As much as needed to get this problem solved.
without her having to do double duty, because she's already doing taxes right now,
Yeah.
and having to try to correct someone else's sloppy record keeping.
Everything going forward is gonna be.
Absolutely, everything going forward has already got better systems in place. But she's trying to correct someone else's work, so I think we need to give her the assistance of Blaine,
Yes.
so that she's not having to do triplicate work of somebody else's.
Do we need to put a dollar amount on that?
I think we just put a dollar amount or something of that nature. So I'll make the motion that we hire Blaine Trusted Solutions to assist with her reconciliations of the times that she wasn't as treasurer. You know, to get that mess cleaned up, and again, to get it forward, and
September, October, and November 2024.
Okay, you've got a motion?
say, to hire Trusted Solutions to assist with tax money market, just the treasurer reconciliations. That were, I don't know, if you want me to put, yeah, missing, just missing, yeah. The tax money market reconciliations are missing. That's my motion. Well, she's gonna, as needed, yeah.
And I'll say, I'll reach out to Miranda, I'll give it a week.
And if she doesn't respond to you, call me.
Blaine will be back next week, and I'm just trying not to delay too much, because it does impact future, like, I can't reconcile
Yeah, you can't tell it.
January
Yeah.
until, you know,
So, trying to get it done so that we can move forward.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my
And
motion.
Blaine is willing to do this, right?
Yes, she is
Or,
available.
but it's. Okay, so we have a, motion, you have a second? Any more discussion? What do you think, Tim? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then just a few more notes, just to round out the treasurer's report. So
Yes.
winter tax collection is underway. Taxes are due by 2/14/25. If they are paid after 2/14, so 2/15 through 2/28, they will incur late fees. But
They can still be paid here. Okay.
And then after 2/28, so beginning 3/1, taxes that are there due have a so they must be paid. And then upcoming office hours, Sherry will be here from 9 to 5 every Friday. And then my next office hours are 2:23 from 2 to 7 p.m. And then one last note, which is another thing hot off the press. I'm meeting with Independent this week to set up so that our residents can go to the bank and pay their taxes. It just gives another option, and it will allow for the Saturday service. So if they want to go out on a Saturday, they want to pay their tax bill, that would be available at all independent locations. So we're getting that set up on Wednesday.
That seems handy.
That is everything in my report.
Thank you.
We do have an election in May, so, I'll be sending out communication to anybody on the permanent, ballot to make sure that they have, their current address with me as far as where they're gonna be in March when we send ballots out, because that's gonna be the biggest thing is if they, are in Florida, ballots don't forward. It's just for the school, that is the only thing that is on it. There will not be 9 days of early voting because that is only mandated for state and federal elections. So we'll have a 1 day or absentee ballot, one and done. Yeah, I know what you mean. So I have that on there. In March, the HAVA grant is open for election laptops. A new election laptop has been ordered for purchasing policy, so that has been done, and it meets all the specs of that, and will be completely reimbursed for the entire cost of it because the grant is roughly $1,000 per precinct, and the laptop was $916 with free shipping. So got that done as well, and then the other thing with the new packets is my proposal for conducting book training at the MAMC Clerk Institute in March. This is the third and final year for us to attend. That, okay.
Discussion on that? Any proposal on that? Any second on that? Or motion, I need a motion.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve up to 2015.
We can never go wrong by having people like that. We have one of the best persons in the support. Lee, you get support. Okay, we have motion and support, any discussion? I'm glad you're willing to go to school, learn your job better. Benefits all of us.
It's a lot to take in, and you always learn something new every time you attend, so.
So, the motion is for the, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Did you have a opposed? Carried. That will come out of the education fund.
Yes, on the education budget. That is my report.
Andy. Planning Commission, Lee?
Okay, we have a meeting January sixth, we offered the new member Bill Cornell. Last name, Cornell.
Analysis, yep.
Okay. We had discussion, further discussion on mobile home rents, you see we turned it in, ready to be voted on, and have that meeting, and the public be gone through it. And more discussion on shipping containers, is dwelling. We're gonna have more discussion on that, because there's a lot of things, I don't know that we got to decide on, stuff that's in that. Use for dwelling, comes to Pearson, Adam. It appears to be, follow, got a discussion on as well. We made a few changes on, battery energy systems. And, instead of, we were talking about making an industrial area, parking off, and now we changed it. So, somebody wanted to have one, they have a zoning variance. Change it over there, it's gonna require about 20 acres project, continuous 20 acres, can't be broke up and stuff. And we're gonna have another meeting February 3rd, again, continue discussion.
Dave Kelsey, for the administrator.
In the month of December, there weren't any permits, but we do have a copy up there of the yearly report, and it's still, staying revisions, it's not real accurate, starting, well, January first, I'm keeping a little more accurate track of that. Variances, and, you can see there's 2 pole barns, 1 barn addition, 1 deck, 5 garages, 3 homes, 2 home additions, 2 accessory buildings, and 6 miscellaneous things. And, that's it.
Dave, what's an example of something that falls under miscellaneous?
Miscellaneous. Could be a fence,
Okay.
you know, just different things that I did, otherwise I'd have to go into detail. We do these things, just like the zoning book, it kind of generalizes a lot of stuff that way, because you can't cover everything that exists.
Report from the community center,
One rental in December, that was it.
I heard it was a wild bunch,
That's what I hear as well.
did they clean it up good?
They did a great job cleaning up. It's not enough to do it.
Yeah, that was a great surprise, my son came home from Hawaii. Report from the fire board.
Report from the fire board. All the trucks are in all the buildings that belong there. All the tenders, the new rig. The business we talked about was just doing some capital improvements to Fire Station 1. Other than that, there were 3 runs in Maple Valley. Power line down, 2 vehicle accidents.
Thank you. Cemetery coordinator?
We had 1 burial on Sunday, and we've sold, I think maybe 7 or 8 spaces since December.
Thank you. Unfinished business, municipal building. I wasn't here the last time you guys discussed this. Talked about water heat.
Talk about fixing the line. Yes.
I haven't seen any more quotes, so I don't know if anybody's got any quotes on Vimieo. I have not, and I know that I sent on, we have the original quote on. This was just for standalone, it wasn't for condominium. We thought condominium would probably be smarter, so we put it for that. So I think that's,
But it's just for the, as we say, so would we put it right in there then?
you know, probably,
Probably still put it in there.
and they could move it as the button and stuff, so.
And see if we can give us a quote.
Except for this, or the non, I don't know. I don't think it was, so I think we need to make sure that the quotes that they are for.
I break up today because of the revised fiscal, but we still need 1 more.
I can't hear anything.
Corey has contacted me, he can place lines in the offices or in that office over there. Do you wanna do that or just tell him? Yeah, yeah. Do we wanna do that or do we have? Or, well, yeah, it depends, stay with the building, okay? So we should probably do that. Yeah, so it doesn't come out looking, so he doesn't ruin something. We don't know if he's a good carpenter or not. We know he can cut trees. I can go get some measurements for it. Order those and do it myself. I'm sure that'll be cheap enough. Mostly he was just saying the office, but we can do all of them.
We can do all of it, there's 500, but there's 2 very big windows in the
Yeah.
office.
There's no windows in the garage.
So,
Have you seen a lot of traffic going through there? Good.
yeah, just one,
I see you had a conversation about.
do we wanna set up a link for that? With blinds? Blinds are not cheap.
Hard to set a budget without measurements.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, so we'll go to blinds, we'll come back in 6 months. At that time, I guess.
Is that it for the municipal building? Okay. The township government survey, what do we get on that?
So as of today, we have 58 responses. That's it.
1,800 people.
Yep, oh, wait, 59.
60, actually, there's 2 in there.
There's 2 in there, okay, so we have 60. We have 60 responses. And depending on what those 2 responses are, we'll either make us 2 more yeses or 2 more no's, or 1 more yes or 1 more no. It's split down the middle.
50-50.
It is literally split down the middle of should we pursue it or should we not? So, do you want me to do we want to do a blast and say, hey, don't forget, get these in so we can figure out, because it's gonna require getting quotes. What if it's decided that that's how people would like us to look at, and then quotes, and then once we get that, then establish what we're gonna go with, and then it'd have to go into a ballot question, which the ballot question we would probably vote on, and not do until 2026, because if we do a special election, it's gonna cost us about $4,500 to run that election. So you would want to just do it when there's already an election going.
Have you guys decided if it was gonna be by parcel or by address? I've asked it multiple times, but never got an answer.
Find out if people are even interested first.
Yeah,
Well, I haven't responded, because if it's by parcel, I'm not interested. If it's not by parcel, I am.
It would not be by parcel, it would be by household.
Okay, and that's what I asked, and I
That's
could
what
never
the
get an
survey
answer.
asks.
No, it says by parcel.
With improved home on it. So, I mean, I guess what's our pleasure if we'd like to try to get some more people to respond, because like I said, there's only 60 people out of all of the homeowners. I don't think that's I don't know.
I guess I need you guys to talk up, because I don't know a damn thing what you're talking about.
Did you read your newsletter?
What?
Did you read your newsletter?
No, I
in your
didn't.
text? Then that's why.
But I can't understand you. I can't hear you.
We're talking about the garbage survey
Yeah?
that was in your tax notice. We're asking everyone to fill out a survey to find out if there's interest, if people would like us to pursue a township-wide garbage service.
What would the potential savings be is gonna be the question at the end of the day.
But you know what? I won't know, because I'm not gonna put in 30 hours of man-hour to put all these quotes in to find out if nobody is interested. That's the whole purpose of a survey, is to gather, is anyone interested? Do they want us to pursue this, or do they want to keep doing it on their own? And that doesn't, the survey didn't cost us anything to do. I mean, it obviously went up in the newsletter. It's been on our website since November. It was, advertised on the Facebook page.
It sounds like we've gone around this dang thing long enough.
And
It doesn't sound like there's an
Just
overwhelming
not
response of
overwhelming.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to know.
I'm saying we drop it like a bad
Some
apple.
of the questions were they gonna be mailing address or parcels?
Well,
You
and
had a bunch of farmers that ready to start a war with these parcels, because.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
It was gonna be red trash.
but it said on there, residential,
Yeah, this report came out.
yeah. So residential includes meaning if there's a home on there, obviously, if it's an ag property, if it's commercial property, industrial property, those, they wouldn't count. It would be a household. Do you have 2 parcels and only one has a house on it? Well, then you're only going with one. Because there's several people that own multiple parcels besides each other, and only one has the home.
And it wouldn't be by the value of the property, it would
No.
be a fee on top of it.
It would just be a fee.
Yeah,
it would be split among the households, and we would also, if there was enough interest, we would ask the garbage people and say, hey, is there an opt-out? Because we had a lot of people that had answered the survey and said, I'm only there in the summer. I'm only, this is only a cottage. Can we opt out? And from what I gather from other townships that have done this, they do have their service that they use. Some of them do have it, some of them don't. But it depends on what one you go with. But again, why go through all the man hours of putting out for all these proposals, going through all of that, if there isn't an overwhelming interest from the constituents?
And it sounds like there's not.
Like I said, with 60 responses,
Okay,
half says yes, half say no.
shall we put this to bed then?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for doing the survey. I think it would have been a great benefit. Give us an update on the office IT upgrades.
The workstations are installed. The server is here. It is installed. It had to be installed first. And he has been putting the software and he put all the hardware on. Software is being done. He is now at the process of, he'll be contacting BSNA because that's the next step, is to have them help him tell him what he needs to put on there to put the tax software and the assessing software on there so they can help migrate that over. And so it'll be probably in the next couple weeks, he will be setting an appointment up with BSNA so that they can talk their computer talk. And
So we're at the final phase.
we're getting there, yes. And then we'll have the assessor come over and Mabel so they can do everything they need to do.
Everything will shake hands and talk to each other.
Talk to each other and do all that good stuff, but
Without having to move it.
he was here
Sweet.
on last Sunday. He came about the server and
What he doesn't know is that
Good.
we're also.
Thank you.
yes, we're also gonna migrate QuickBooks on there, because after we went to the new officials training, we learned more about how to use QuickBooks, so that we can use only one license between the clerk and the treasurer. We have different logins, and so it will make our reconciling between each other and our stuff easier.
Sweet.
So, that should be done, wrapped up, hopefully by the mid-February.
Thank you for that. Okay, Troy, you have a mobile home ordinance somewhere. Oh, yes, okay. Well, I don't have a pen. I would like to make a appointment to the PC. I'd like to appoint Lee Franson. Make a motion that we appoint Lee Franson to the planning committee. If I can have a second to that.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Lee. Mobile home ordinance, we should have one sitting here. Did we have a copy? Yeah, okay. This is, I don't think we're gonna make I don't think we're gonna finish this tonight. I think this is for you guys to take home, look over. I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Has anybody else?
Yeah, my only comment.
Well, of course.
I
Fat.
looked at, no, my only comment is that I think we still need to get the spell checking
Oh, okay.
corrected, like even in the top.
Okay.
And that was something I had suggested a couple months ago, so it just needs to be corrected.
Okay.
There's the spelling errors.
Oh,
Okay. So, when I printed it off, I honestly didn't look at
Okay.
all of it, so.
We'll table that till next week. That'll be old business next week. 2025 road contracts. We have,
So, I met with the road commission in December. The road commission will match up to $100,000 in each township for projects, including paving, chip seal, crack seal, and re-gravel. So if we contract with them for $100,000, which we typically do, then they will match $100,000. So, the road commission is gonna match, $2,000 for brush spraying in each township. And then they're gonna also, paint 4 miles of center line in each township. So they kind of look at which roads they do. You guys have been provided the maps. The top one with all the colors on it has kind of what they suggested, and that's the overall general one. And then below that, each one is, like Sherman Street and Coral is really bad, and that one needs to be done. And then this little piece of 4th Street in Truman is pretty big, they want to do that. And when I talked to them, they have on the top one, the green, the chip and seal, they have McBrider, which just got done this past year, to be chipped and sealed, and I asked if we could wait another year on that, and they said yes. They typically just don't like to do it after 2 years, because they want to get it chipped and sealed right after pavement, because that saves the road longer. So, but that was the only one that I asked about, because that was just done this year. But they would like to do Masters and Blackbird and part of that little strip of Cannonsville. And then the gravel resurface for Briggs Road. We can choose either to do just regular gravel or limestone. And I would probably suggest that we do limestone
Because the farm,
because of the amount of farming traffic that gets on that, and that limestone gets a much harder and nicer finish, especially with the amount of traffic that road actually gets. And this map that has all the brown on it, if there's not a year on it, then it's been over 20 years since it's had gravel on that road. And so it's been over 20 years since those portions of Briggs have had gravel. So that's kind of what they're suggesting of those. But I didn't know if there was any other roads that stuck out to you guys that you would like them to quote. That you're like, oh, I've had a lot of complaints, or you've driven down it. If there's something else that you'd like to quote on, because that's what they're asking for now. This is what they're suggesting that they'll give us quotes for, and then in February we can pick out which ones we'd like to do with our budget stuff, and then sign. I think that's it. The only other road I was thinking of was possibly Grove, getting a quote for Grove up here in Coral. It's the longest one with
the last
gravel,
one,
and it's pretty bad, but.
is it?
Maybe get a quote for that one, but again, just kind of depends on what the budget is for that. But I want to know if there's any other roads you guys wanted to get quotes for. And Truton doesn't have any gravel roads in the village proper. Only Coral does. So that's it. So if you guys have any other roads that you think that we should get quoted, Rob Putnam's going to be over here on Thursday at 11:30 to.
So these are the recommendations
These are
they're
the
giving to us,
recommendations
yeah.
that they've
Okay,
given to
let's do, I would say what you're saying, and then upgrade the, Ridge Road.
To limestone?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Get that quoted. And then I would say add the Grove Street to it for gravel, do gravel. Anything over in your neck of the woods?
Already covered black is terrible.
I know.
There's a lot of-
I tried to do that 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
a lot of semi-traffic on that road.
Yep,
So that one is one that we put off and
yep.
can't put off anymore because the grade on that one has gone way down.
It's getting yeah, let's go push into the ditch soon.
All the semi-main routes are pretty important.
If you guys have any others, just shoot me an email.
Yep.
If you think you want
I'm
to.
good with those. And that upgrade is a good idea. MTA meeting schedule, what you got there, Andy?
in your packet, you have the schedule of when the MTA meetings are for the year and your minutes from December. Maple Valley is hosting in April, so April 15th, you will be the host of that meeting. Here. Pearson hosted last time, so we will host this time. So,
Okay.
just wanted you to know that, and then,
Do we have, is there party planner taking care of that April 15th, party then?
yes, I am.
Oh, are you? Okay,
Yeah.
good. Do we have a budget on that?
You don't have to worry about it, because MTA pays for it.
Okay, good.
We will get that from them.
There you go. Just want to make sure it's covered.
Yep. And then I also gave you guys a list in here of the education stuff from MTA. So you can see kind of what's coming up for the entire year.
So the MTA is kind of important, you know. She's the president now of Montcalm County. Okay. Number 5.
It came with a whole bunch of zeros. Unfortunately, there was no
Nothing in
other
front.
quantitative number in front of it.
They are a low budget.
Very much so.
And then we have-
So the next thing is the earned sick time policy and the service agreement. So February 21st is legislation that will be a law that takes into effect, the Michigan Earned Sick Time Act. So we have to have a earned sick time policy because we are affected by this, whether we want to be or not. If we have less than 10 employees, which currently that's what we have, then we can cap what is in there, and that's what this policy is kind of stating. So if you guys would like to read it over, I know you guys haven't had a chance to really even look it over, and then if you guys have any questions, we can vote on it in February, because there's 2 pieces of legislation in right now that could affect this. That would, because currently the Earned Sick Time Act is very, very vague and very loose, and the 2 pieces of legislation are gonna help the small business portion of it. So I'm hoping to give it a little more parameters, but this is what the attorney said, just because I contacted her and asked how does this affect us as a township? And what do we have to budget for this? And, do we have to? And we do. But because of, nobody works part-time, we have such few hours that we're trying to come up with a policy that will help. And maybe, like I said, we can cap the amount of hours that are accrued because we are will be considered a small business. With that being said, the service agreement that she sent over is something that she said we should be using with our zoning administrator. That should be zoning and code enforcement should be viewed as a salaried person. And we're 1099, because right now we do take taxes out of the zoning administrator. And so starting in 2025, we should be going with
A new budget system.
a new way to pay.
A new pay.
A new pay rate, and it should be a 1099 employee and not an employee. So, because of the earned sick time. Because we don't tell him he's here from 9 to 1 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We don't, because he only works for us as needed by permits.
Sure.
So that was one thing that she sent us over, so I gave Dave a copy of it so that he is aware of it as well, so he can look at it, so if there's any questions that he has, he can, get them to me, and if there's anything you want to know. But that's one thing that she said that we should do to cover us with this new law coming in effect February 21st.
Is Dave really the only person affected by this?
And the future code enforcement person, if that person gets hired.
Contracted.
Yeah, it's 72 hours right now, but if we're a small business, then we can cap that.
At where?
Where we were, she had put in here, it said 40, but we can ask her if we can get 30. I think there was a mathematical question, I believe, but I'm not sure.
It's earned time.
It's earned time, you earn an hour for every 30 hours you work.
Oh.
But, most of our employees, I'll use it, is, don't earn, it's 30 hours in a
Yeah,
month, so that's what I'm saying is.
Well, could work 60 hours a week.
But so I guess if you guys can just kind of review that and let me know if you guys have any questions, you'd like me to send to the attorney. And as I get updates, I'll be forwarding those to your emails as well.
Okay, those two, and then we have one more budget adjustment or
Well,
allocation.
Service agreement.
That's what we were just talking
Yeah,
about.
we were just talking about that. You just gotta look it over. We'll vote on that next week or next month.
So, we have $8,000 sitting in an account of insurance money for the repairs needed in the garage. Okay? So, that space as a whole has just been sitting kind of empty, dead, it's deteriorating, but it's one of our assets, and I really think we ought to take a look at doing something with it. So, I would like to propose that we take a portion of that insurance money and we go and get with an engineer or an architect and get some proposals for what we can do with the space. So they would be able to draw us up blueprints, and then we could take that and solicit bids for repairs out there. But thinking like long-term planning,
We're talking repair and upgrade.
repair and upgrade, so that it would be an actual usable space for the township. And there's lots of options that go with that, right? So we don't have vehicles anymore. Does it need to be a garage? I don't think it does. We could convert it into like a boardroom, kind of like how the county has. You know, where you could actually have a physical space, boardroom seating, and a setup for board meetings. There is opportunity to kind of adjust how the pantry and the garage come together, because that's really not an ideal situation. So opportunities for kind of moving and adjusting those walls, but there's a lot of space out there that's just not used. And it's just sitting cold, rotting. So I just,
How come, but you short, small parking.
yeah, and that's one thing that we thought, you know, that would be a great space to have for, hey, you need to have a little birthday or retirement party, you only need a small space, $25, you can rent it.
Like, you know, like the car gate,
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
you get together, be nice, all, so have, rent the whole big building, you know, just have that.
So that's kind of what I was thinking too, it's like maybe put a back room out there, turn it into like a bigger open boardroom. and just
There is one
finish it.
bathroom.
Yeah, there's a bathroom out there that could be turned into, I mean, so there's possibilities, there's already plumbing there, so. So what's your motion then?
I would like to make a motion that we set aside some of that insurance money and get with an engineer or architect to bring some blueprints forward so that we can solicit bids for as much as it money.
I'll second that. Because we have to have a plan to solicit
What
bids.
do I do with it first?
They can make recommendations too, based on what they
What's
have.
What's it gonna cost to have, what's it gonna have, cost to have?
That's
So-
the problem is,
Ballpark, you're looking at $20 a square foot for blueprints. And that's just kind of industry average. But once you have those blueprints in hand, you can, yeah.
yes. Yeah. But you're talking, I mean, they're gonna be doing electrical plumbing, everything that we want to have done out there, so that's when we call, I know when I asked J.D. Woodward about it, that's what he said. Recharge. But we can't solicit bids without plans.
Take up a big part of that $8,000.
But it's just been sitting.
Huh? Pretty much.
What you want to do with it? Matt's ideas, you know,
Yeah.
really made my head spin off.
Yeah.
We should probably do something to, been sitting on that insurance money for over a year.
You know what I mean?
It's a space that's not being used that you're trying to find.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it might be just prudent to go with it.
What does the township need? What do the people of the township need
Well, I think,
from their board with the space that we have?
I think we like we said, I think we need a smaller space, smaller rental area, but also we need to add a couple offices that we can break down.
You need to remember that the township, if you're asking that, they want the pictures that were in. They want to be able to have them up that got taken down. They have asked multiple times. People have been in here several times.
The question is, what, the township doesn't need pictures, what does the township need?
I know, but you asked what they wanted, and that's what residents have been asking, if there was a place to put the pictures back up and before. Well, we can't hear you.
I talked,
Yeah, I mean, supply and demand, what demand is out there that the township is saying, we need this?
Then I think then each of us needs to come up with some ideas, so they can come back, but so that we can figure out what we want to do with that space. It's just sitting,
It's clear,
it's hanging out,
and it needs a renovation,
Yep, it needs,
and we have an opportunity to supply the township with something it needs. They have a place to have parking, and it's quite cheap. It's cheap.
one,
What about library?
like, so here's that. I've had a couple of people say it would be nice to be able to go up there and just drop in and use an office space for the,
I've actually had quite a few people ask us if we have smaller space, smaller office space, people who work from home, and maybe they have kids at home, but now they need the space is quiet because, it's summer break or, something. I don't know. Like I said, it's something to ponder and we need to figure out what we're going to do.
So library.
We ask them.
If they would put it with branch over here? Oh, yeah, we can do that. We can do a
Survey.
do a survey.
You saw how everyone responded to the survey for the garbage. Nobody responded.
but, I mean, so the other question I have, would it really be a detriment to move forward with the finished university space? You know what I mean?
It might be a waste of time.
I mean, if we put $50,000 in that building, and nobody uses it, that's a waste of time.
But if we use it as the township.
Is it big enough to have these meetings in and a place for us to sit so that we could hear easier?
It actually is.
That would be a nice way to spend a
That's
lot
what I'm
of
saying,
time.
make it a board,
Might be.
make it a board room.
We had trouble here,
Quiet for us.
realize goes down.
Same. So, we get plans drawn up. So, I second the motion.
So this is an expensive thing that you're looking at, right? $1,000, it still doesn't get fixed. The insurance company wants to get it fixed.
Just the small portion of the roof.
Yeah. So we still need to get that fixed.
Yeah.
Even if we spend, and it's gonna cost us, how much to, how many square feet is that?
You're the man, you tell us.
It's like a 40 by, not even a 40, 30 by 20.
30 by 20, 600 square feet times $20.
I'm just going from, I've been in that room,
Yeah.
and like, it's like 3 bays of a garage. So it goes you
30,
10, 20, 30.
Yeah, 30.
It's about 20 deep. And with a little nooks and
Yeah, yeah.
So 600 square feet times $20 a square foot is,
So you figure you're probably gonna spend up to $1,500 for roof fix.
say what?
Like $1,500 for roof fix.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be more than that. 600 square feet times $20 a square foot, right? That's what you said, right? It'd be 12 grand. Yeah,
And that's what JD told us though.
yeah.
I have not called other firms. We got a list this week from our training of partner engineering and architecture firms, so I just wanted to see if there's interest, like if we can
Yeah,
make
but
it.
before we spend that kind of money on blueprints though, we gotta look at the fact that we got $6,000 to fix that from the insurance company. That needs to be done.
Is it the roof?
That's the ceiling.
That's the
inside.
ceiling inside.
So
So it doesn't need, so the roof's not leaking anymore, is it?
no.
Oh, so that's solid, so we're not in a big hurry. I mean, we do wanna do it, and we got the money allocated, but we're not in a big hurry, huh?
What do we wanna make it into?
Yeah, so let's,
That was the idea, I was like, why
Yeah.
spend the interior?
so we have a proposal, let's take a,
Does the building have heat?
Not currently, nope.
so let's do a roll call vote on this. And, because, we really don't have the money to put into that. And we voted down, and I hope we voted down. I don't know what else we can do, we've already got a proposal on it, we've already got a motion on the table. In a second. Unless we want to do a what? Yes, thank you, that was the word, amendment to the, I would entertain an amendment that we table the motion for the time being until we come up with something that we want to do.
I would encourage the board to not let it sit another year, and our budget is due in March.
During our budget, we can earmark monies
Yeah,
that
For
we
that.
wanna put in capital improvements into this.
yeah, we could do that.
And we need to decide what we wanna do with it, but I think a lot of it has to go around demand. What does the community need?
Yeah.
How could we best give them something that would benefit all, the majority?
Bless you.
Thank you. So I'm gonna table that for now. Take that motion to amend the motion that's on the floor.
I can table it, and what if I commit to calling a couple of places locally and just see what it would,
Sure.
Okay, we would appreciate that.
outside of maybe.
Find out costs.
Okay.
Hey, if we wanna turn this into something, what would you make us for friends?
Okay, I appreciate that. At this time, we can have some public comments.
It's all the same, it was all the same thing.
Yeah, but we discussed both the two of them together. Yeah, we did, but we kind of lumped them together. Because we didn't do any motions on them or anything. We'll come back with it. Yep. Public comment? Any comments? Yes, sir.
Hey, on doing that building over there, if you got a licensed contractor to come in, he would come in and do a general layout, he'd get your prints drawn, he'd have everything done for the total cost, and he'd give you a total cost.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So you don't need to get an independent,
Yeah, we have, yeah, three, yeah.
you don't need to get an independent to get the prints drawn up, because you don't want them drawn up, and then give it to a builder and say, here, you wanna do this? And he may have changes that says, that are better. So that, I would go down that route instead
we
of
have to
paying
compare-
somebody to draw up prints.
We have to
Let the
compare-
contractor
We have to
come out
compare
and give you a
apples
price.
to apples, though.
What's that?
We need to compare apples to apples.
Well, get three of them then.
Okay, 3 quotes anyhow.
Yeah.
All good points.
So what do you mean compare apples to apples? Andy?
Well,
So that
they
they're all
almost
quoting
have,
from the same thing. So
What's
they're
that?
all, so they're all looking at the same idea. So that they're looking at the picture, we're saying, here's the picture that we would like
like to see, what are you going to charge to make this picture happen for us? Then that way they can say, well, Tim's gonna charge me $10, Lee's charging me $20, he's charging me $5 for that same picture. That way they're all looking at the exact same thing, they're not doing their own interpretation of it.
You can hold them accountable to it too.
So that's why.
Any other comments?
I guess I'll talk. There's got to be some kind of transparency up here about not being able to hear. I have not heard one word that Megan has said with the furnace off or the furnace on. She talks right directly to you. I don't really see why you can't spread them tables apart, corner to corner, a straight line, so that your voices come to us. You spent $250 for a microphone, you used it twice. There's got to be something that we can do to be able to hear you. Besides constantly asking you to speak up. If we have to keep asking you to speak up, that's not good transparency. I can't hear you. I'm not the only one, and you know that.
Thank you.
Is there a reason the microphones aren't being used?
They just didn't get set up.
Okay.
Any other comments? I entertain to make a picture.
So move.